All right, today we're going to talk about our greatest superpower, the human mind. I mean, think about it. It's the one thing that truly separates us from every other creature out there. But here's the catch. Most of us are never really taught how to use it properly. So in this explainer, we're going to try and build a user's manual using insights from Dr. BCM Ramasetti's The Laws of Existence. Okay, let's get into it. So to really get what makes us so unique, let's just start with a simple comparison. An animal's world, it's all right here, right now. It's driven by instinct, by survival needs, in the immediate moment. We humans, though, we live in what the source calls the stretched moment. We're not just stuck in the present. No, we're constantly weaving together our past memories with our future plans. And that ability to mentally time travel, that's the foundation of, well, everything. And when you take that power of abstract thought and you combine it with language, well, it becomes incredibly potent. As Jordan Peterson puts it, being able to think, speak, and write makes you absolutely deadly. It's the tool that lets us plan, work together on a massive scale, and build entire civilizations. So here's where we're headed. First, we're going to dig deeper into this idea of our stretched moment. Then, we'll look at the mind's deceptive shortcuts, why our amazing brains get things wrong so often. After that, we'll talk about the antidote, which is the power of critical thinking. And we'll wrap up with the big choice we all have to make, truth or comfort. You know, this whole stretched moment thing, it's not just a cool little phrase. It's really the core of what makes our minds human. Sure, a squirrel might gather nuts for the winter out of instinct, but it's not sitting there weighing the pros and cons of last winter versus its predictions for the next one. That kind of calculated, conscious approach, that is uniquely human. So what's the engine that drives this superpower of ours? It's language. You can think of language as the software that lets our brain run this incredibly complex program of connecting past, present, and future. It's how we learn from history we never saw, plan for a future that doesn't exist yet, and build societies on shared ideas, not just on what we need right now. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? Our brains are these incredible time-traveling supercomputers, which brings up a really important question. If our minds are so powerful, why are we so bad at this sometimes? Why do we make so many mistakes, believe false information, and just jump to the wrong conclusions all the time? Well, the answer comes down to one simple thing. Our brains love efficiency. They're kind of lazy, actually. To get through a super complex world, our minds developed all these mental shortcuts, what we now call cognitive biases. And yeah, they were great for helping our ancestors make split-second decisions to survive, but in our modern worlds, those same shortcuts often lead us way off track. Here's a perfect, almost painfully real example from the source material. Imagine you hear 3 separate bits of information. 1, Jack got vaccinated. 2, Jack got COVID. 3, Jack died. Your brain, loving that easy path, instantly connects those dots into a story. Jack died because he got the vaccine. But hold on, is that true? We don't know when he got the vaccine, what he died from, or his health history. Our brain just skips all that hard work to get to a simple and very possibly dead wrong conclusion. And this is exactly what the great Sherlock Holmes warned us about. We make a snap judgment, we come up with a theory in a split second, and then, often without even realizing it, we start twisting any new information to fit our first story, instead of, changing our story to fit the facts. And look, this isn't just one little glitch in our thinking. It's a whole collection of them. You've got confirmation bias, which is our habit of only looking for stuff that proves what we already think. And then there's my personal favorite, the blind spot bias. That's the one where we're fantastic at seeing all the biases in other people, but we're pretty sure that we ourselves are perfectly objective. Funny how that works, right? So here's the bottom line, and this is really important. Our brains are not truth-seeking machines by default. The source puts it perfectly, calling the brain narcissistic and lethargic. It wants to be right, it wants things to be easy, and it craves comfort. Challenging what it already knows feels bad, so it avoids it. And that is the real enemy of clear thinking. So how do we fight back against our own lazy, comfort-seeking brains? Well, the answer isn't another shortcut. It's an active, deliberate process. The antidote to our automatic biases is the manual effort of critical thinking. It's the tool we have to consciously use to override those lazy instincts. It reminds me of what the philosopher Periyar Ramasamy said, wisdom lies in thinking. It's not something you just have, it's something you do. And the tool for doing it, the very spearhead of thinking, is rationalism, a commitment to using reason instead of just gut feelings or emotion. And here's what we mean by that, a clear definition from our source. It's not about being a genius, it's a skill. It's the ability to press pause on those mental shortcuts, to actually recognize our own biases at play, and then to consciously choose a clear path. It's really about thinking about how we think. And this leads us to a pretty tough truth. The single biggest obstacle standing in the way of you thinking more clearly isn't a lack of information. It's not your IQ. It's you. It's us. Our own built-in biases and our deep-seated desire for comfort, that's the main hurdle we all have to get over. So really, this whole challenge isn't just some abstract intellectual puzzle, it's a very personal choice. You could even call it the final battle that takes place inside our own minds, every single day. And this really lays out that choice perfectly. On one side, you've got belief. It feels good. It offers peace, certainty, comfort. But a lot of the time, that comfort comes at the expense of what's actually true. On the other side, you have doubt. Doubt is what pushes us to find the truth. It asks the hard questions. But the price for that clarity is uncertainty, which our brains just hate. So, we'll end on the fundamental question posed by the source material. Each of us has to decide. Every day, with every piece of news or information we see, we have to pick our battle. Are we going to choose the comfortable piece of a simple belief, or are we going to embrace the difficult uncertainty that comes with chasing the truth? That choice, that's what really defines the quality of our minds.